I believe our Chief Finance Officer, Mr. Rizwan Gohar, would like to say a couple of words. Let's bring on our Chief Finance Officer, Mr. Rizwan Gohar, and also the co-founder too. Rizwan, how are you?
Fine. I'm in London celebrating the Jubilee ceremonies for the Queen, and it's with children. It's a long weekend, and work always keep happening. Today's call, I'm here to listen to Ken. I just want to listen to him again because I really enjoyed what he had to say in Istanbul, and I want to listen to it again and again. And that's why I came on this call just to let you know that how important that message is, which Ken is going to present now. So that said, I really enjoyed Paul's presentation. It was very professionally done. All the right terminologies and right words were used, and that's what we all need to replicate. All the presenters and all when you meet a prospect, that's what you need to convey that message. I'll give back to Heather so he can invite our next speaker. Thank you, Heather.
Fantastic. Wow, amazing news from our Chief Finance Officer, Rizwan Gohar. We also have the inauguration of our Turkey event too. So, but back over to you, Mr. Paul Chalmers, to edify Ken Dunstan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, when we were in Istanbul, the one presentation that really stuck in my mind was the presentation by our VP, who just, well, I think he almost pretty much had a standing ovation. This was an incredible presentation. It certainly stuck in my mind when I was just reminiscing over the conference that we had. That is the one that stood out, and it is, Ken is a great character. He does so much for this company. He does so much for people that is often unseen. And even though he has his own teams and he does the work that he does, he also helps so many people, and people don't see that. So I want to recognize that fact now. But I think you're all waiting to see what Ken's going to say, because it blew my mind, certainly when we were in Istanbul. And I would like to introduce Ken Dunstan, our VP of Digital. And he will explain to you exactly what he explained to us in Istanbul. It is something that you need to listen to because it is pretty incredible. So Ken, would you please join me?
Thank you everyone. All my word, all the kind words. Thank you very much indeed. I'm actually in our West London office, and I'm here with Echo as well on the other room. So thank you very much for the kind words, Paul, Haider, and also our CFO. I hope I'm clear here. I'm quite clear. Okay. Welcome everyone. This is the second part of our training. I'm Ken Dunstan, VP of Digital Marketing. I'm also, because of my legal background, help out with a lot of the compliance aspect, a bit of research here and there, but I have to make it very clear that I'm not giving a legal advice. I'm not supposed to do that. Let me share my slide. So welcome again. Today, I'm going to recap on what I presented in Istanbul, which is entitled Credibility, Sustainability, Legitimacy. These are the three things that I'm going to cover, as opposed to covering on social media, which is my portfolio, simply because CEO on that day said, Ken, say more about this. This is what people want to know. And I did. And guided by these three principles, this trained as a lecturer, university, and a teacher. I always try to cover the three aspects, what is it about, why, and how. Let me always place this presentation in a context. Where are we? What am I talking about? What's this about? Now, this is about our journey, our customer journey map, CJM. And in Nextgen, we have the first part is pre-joining, when people are just discovered or been introduced to Nextgen before they join. And then when they join, it's called onboarding. And once they join, they might decide to just do the course, the Nextgen Academy course, or they decide to be an IBO, and they should be, or both of them. And that's the third part of the journey. I'm talking about the first part of the journey where you or your prospect will ask 3 major questions. That is the most important question. What are they? Well, let me cover a little bit about myself briefly. I said to you, I have a legal background. I did a double major in law and international history. And then I pursued a postgraduate education, qualified as a teacher, and then went to teach for a short while. And then I was awarded a Chevening Scholar. It's a very well-known scholarship by the British government, a bit like a Rhodes Scholar, to do a master's degree in international law. And then I teach in a university back in Malaysia as a law lecturer. And then I was awarded another scholarship to do my master's in legal studies, master in philosophy in law, leading to research in law PhD. I've worked also, I had in between work in banking for several years. So that's what my background. Now, I told you that not to impress. I told you that to impress upon you that when I joined this company, I did my research because of my legal background. I am concerned about the 3 things, and I will tell you what I found out. Again, just to emphasize, we're not giving you an investment advice or not a legal advice. I like to keep the presentation very close to my presentation in Istanbul, and I began with this Latin legal concept called res ipsa loquitur. It's a Latin legal. It is, for those of you who are lawyers here, it is what I call a legal principle that say, I don't have to prove this. It says for itself. You know, it tells itself. Just show it, and that's it. It tells you. And that is what I'm trying to say, that this company is so transparent, so obvious that I don't even have to convince you. And I will let the evidence speak for itself. And that is what res ipsa loquitur means. That means, it literally means the thing speaks for itself. So next time you can borrow this every time somebody asks you, but, I said, okay, let me tell you, the thing will speak for itself. It's a very, very powerful legal technique to present or even to defend. Now, what are we defending against? There are 3 main questions or even accusations that we'll always face, or challenges that we face when presenting this opportunity. What are they? First, the company is a scheme. It is not real. They're just out to take people's money and run away. Yeah. Second accusation or charge would be the company's compensation plan is not sustainable. They're paying and they'll collapse. The third challenge or accusation would be the company is not legitimate. There's no real revenue, therefore you're here for 6 or 7 months and they'll be gone. Those are the 3 things that be in the mind of every single prospect, and you must be able to address this right on the bat and nail it down, answer them convincingly, and let the evidence speak for itself, as I've said before, you know. So the first aspect, credibility. Is this company credible? That is the first thing you need to address. And that is not hard. Again, res ipsa loquitur, the thing speaks for itself. Why? We already shown all the transparency in this company. Mr. Rehan Kohar, our CEO, he put himself out there. Mr. Paul Chalmers, he put himself out there. Most of the companies you see, the founders are hiding. They have, you know, they hide actors as well, you know, actors to act, and they create fake LinkedIn profile and all that. But we don't. We are out there telling you our history. Mr. Rehan is a former optician, used to run a strings of opticians branches all over London. It tells you that he was with one of the biggest company in America, which is a public listed company where Donald Trump used to be a member even, and he then went into creating this company for us, this great opportunity. So he's out there, always smiling, always showing his face. And that's what impressed me when I first met him in Birmingham for the first time. And I didn't know him at all. And he, by the end of our meeting, he had his hand over my shoulders. I still remember that wow, I've never had this kind of person in this business. So it's really, really touching. And they waited for us late at night just to receive us in the Birmingham office. This is about 2.5 years ago when I was first introduced by Mr. Imran to Mr. Rehan. And then Mr. Paul, I understand that he was actually sourced from one of the biggest trading brokerage in London, or fund managers in London, and which we used to use for a while because they are licensed. Again, that's important. And then according to Mr. Rehan, they asked who is your best trader and who's the best educator, and they recommended Mr. Paul Chalmers, and that's how he became part of our company. It's not by random chance, somebody we pick on the Google search. No, he's recommended by one of the biggest fund management company in London, licensed FCA, and he's already established himself as an educator, a presenter, and a trader. And on top of that, most importantly, he has a background in what I call a troubleshooter in companies with Mitsubishi, Pirelli, Exxon, Monsanto, Tyco, and all that before he became a full-time trader and set up his own team. So we have Mr. Paul Chalmers, not only Mr. Rehan, who is very experienced in the marketing aspect, then we have Mr. Paul Chalmers, who was MD, with all his credentials, and he brings in a lot of corporate experience. And not only that, he brings in his trading experience. So we have a very, very nice balance here. Very nice, beautiful balance. And I'm so glad not only he's not an MD now, he is our shareholder. So I'm very, very excited. And you will see in many of his video calls, he's very obsessed. He's very obsessed with getting it right. He's very obsessed about getting us not only having one source of revenue, but multiple sources. He's always thinking, he's launching new things. He's always looking for a new source of revenue. And I will tell you the significance of that in the sustainability section later. Again, I told you, we are not anonymous, we are open. Mr. Rizwan Kohar just now, a chief financial officer who is a chartered accountant. I mean, we can't have a better person who is the bean counter, not very serious. Although I did catch him doing the Hussein Bolt move in Istanbul, but I won't embarrass him here today. I won't even embarrass our CEO. So I dropped all the jokes. But here we are, openly showing our faces. Mr. Rizwan Kohar, CFO, Graham Patterson, although he's not well at the moment, he's very, very low-key. Emma Chalmers is a lawyer, solicitor. Shweta Bhushan, also a lawyer by training. Echo, Emma, Nextapani, myself, and then Baba Malik, Miriam as well. I'm going through that because Paul Chalmers already went through this. But what I'm trying to say is we are very, very transparent, open, and we are not hiding at all. So that goes into our credibility. Further than that, again, it's almost repeating, but I've got to be said that we are very few companies has a operation officer, head office like this, real. We can visit, we can fly, we can go to our all these offices, all over Turkey, 2 offices in London, Dubai, Philippines, Nigeria, Sweden, and UAE and Ajman as well. But this is it. This is our jewel. This is our office in Dubai. And I've been there a few times. We are on the, I think, the 3rd floor on the left side or right side, on your side, the one with the light on. That's where our Dubai office is. Very, very impressive. And that gives us a lot of confidence that this company is not trying to hide. We are in the most beautiful, iconic building in Dubai, and right there, and very near to the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. Now, how many of these companies launched recently? They said, oh, we'll pay you 10% a day, 5% a day. How many of them can say, we've got our own building in Istanbul, 34 stories, 327 units apartment luxury. We sold 300 of them. We paid for it a year ago now. It is officially valued by the government of Turkey, double the amount we paid for. And how many companies say, come to our office, visit it, climb the stairs, take the lift, go up there? How many companies have done that? We did. We did that recently. On a Friday of Istanbul event, we all took the long journey by coach and went to the office, check it, touch it, and we had all the drones everywhere taking our pictures. So we have our own building. This is what I mean by res ipsa loquitur. The thing speaks for itself. But there are actually comments online saying, oh, it's a fake one, it's fake. My word, if only they know, we have Hashim Group, which is one of the biggest, most prestigious, most recognized property developer in Turkey, in Istanbul. They can go and visit them. They can go and talk to them. They don't have to speculate it's fake. They're real, and they've seen them presenting in our event, not only the recent event, but the previous event in Istanbul. They were up there on stage telling the world that, look, we are partnership with Nextgen. And for those people who say it's fake, I don't know what they're talking about. We have the real established property developer in Turkey. In fact, when I landed in Istanbul recently, I was greeted by the salesperson there who's trying to sell me a unit. I said, by the way, I'm VP of Nextgen. Oh, I see. It was quite funny, but it was very nice to be landing there. And I was greeted by the salesperson who actually selling the unit. He said, most of these are sold, by the way, he said. No, I didn't say who I was. And I was telling him how many are sold, so we most of these sell. So it's very nice to hear personally from the salesperson in Istanbul airport without knowing actually I'm part of the company. So it was not an act or a fake thing, because he didn't know who I was. It was fantastic. I had a video of that as well. On top of that, we have our Nextgen resident 26 units of luxury apartment being developed now in Dubai. How transparent, how credible is that? How many companies? So we are also in real estate. We've been there. I've been there. I've seen it. The site anyway, and I'm sure pretty soon we'll see the real thing. Once the construction is started, it may have started already. I have not got update. So there again, another property project we have in Istanbul. Now, I don't even have to convince you about the credibility that already covered. I think that's pretty obvious. Res ipsa loquitur. This is the most important thing, sustainability. Why is this so important? Because so many companies come and go because people fall for the trick. They always look at the high return. Oh, you're only paying this much. This company is paying 10%. They still say that to me, even though they say that company just collapsed. It is quite astonishing. They think we should emulate this company that paid 10% of collapse instead of doing what we're doing. We're still existent 2.5 years later, or in fact 4 years later. So it's mind-boggling. People think company can guarantee a 10% a day or 30% a day or 100% a month and gonna pay forever. I ask them, where do they get the money? Okay, you've got to be able to answer that, and that's where Mr. Paul Chammer comes in. He can explain. If you one of his video, he at pains to explain how we generate the fund and how he's always taking other efforts to get more revenue stream, which I will cover later. But just to touch on our core offering. What is our core offering? It is a Forex education program with also crypto modules now. This itself is a solid program. It is not a made-up a made-up program. I say that because I was in a shortly introduced another company before this, and oh, we had a program, and all it was a few PDF uploads, but 6 of them. And then when I searched it, it was a free course online. They copied it, produced PDF, and this is our course. No, no, no. We are a real education. We are a better, even better than university. As I told you, Mr. Paul Chalmers had been teaching, training thousands of people with his own academy before we approach him and become our education provider. Moving on that, become our MD and become our shareholder. So that itself, it's already valuable. There's no need for other extra revenue. But of course, we are realistic. We know people are busy. What is the problem we're trying to solve? People are keen to learn about opportunities online trading, but this takes time to learn, to be good at it. And in between, people give up because everything takes time to learn. So what a company does, okay, we also have the Amgen assets, but Paul already explained that earlier. I'll come back to it later. But what do we do then? To solve this problem, people like to learn, but they also like to earn. How do you do that? If you're normally going to a trading course, which I've been to a few, you learn, you pay, but you don't earn because it takes a long time, not a long, but quite a significant time to be good at it, to make money. So that is the challenge we have. People want to earn while learning or earn. So we introduce a concept of daily reward. Paul used the analogy earlier, which is actually very, very good. Imagine if your company, you go to university and they tell you, you pay for the course, but by the way, we take your fees and then trade it and also share you the reward. Not only that, it gives the credibility in top of the confidence of the trading themselves, the team, to trade and share the reward. Not only that, but it also solve this problem about learning and earning, and this is what we provide. Now, what's it got to do with sustainability? We have to introduce certain aspect in this company composition plan, not with any intention to disadvantage members, but in fact to give an advantage to all members. Why? Every Monday, we have to click the wheel. There's a legal consequence to that. I'll get to that later. But now, the consequence of clicking and not clicking is that a lot of our members actually forget to click. If you're thinking something here not right, hold on, hold your thoughts, yeah? The significance of this is if we do promise to pay 1%, we end up paying only 0.5%. On top of that, there's also a requirement to be a QT, yeah, which is actually not very difficult, yeah. 500 is not very difficult. Now, I told you already, significant number of people do not click on Monday, meaning we don't pay everybody the amount we propose. But also, the significant number of people do not become a QT. Therefore, again, it reduces our commitment or obligation to fund, to pay out whatever we generate from our trading. And most importantly, if they do become QT, every time they do that, there's another two new members who are yet to be QT. So each time one person become a QT, 2 more person are not QT. Can you see that? That is the beauty of this. Now you think this is a bit crafty. No, no, no. It is not crafty. It is very, very clever. Why? Because we have thought of this. Is this fair? Is this a fair thing? Is it a crafty thing? No. It is done with the intention of 2 things. One, sustainability of the company. At the same time, it is fair. Why is it fair? Remember this, you go to, I'm not sure about other countries or continents, but in the UK, America, we have this thing called gift cards. If I go to a supermarket in the UK, in Sainsbury's and Tesco, or even Amazon, they sell all these cards, and you buy them as a birthday gift or what a gift. And from the research, 35% of this card are never used. Put in a drawer and that's it. I've done that myself. I found a £100 card I've not used for years and that kind of thing. So this happened. The same thing with becoming a gym member. You pay for the gym every month, but you don't go. It doesn't mean the gym will say, we'll close this gym because you paid for it. No, they continue using the gym. That's the same principle. But is this fair? We thought of that. The founders thought of that. It's fair because we do not reduce the week if members forget to click. So meaning the whole 52 weeks still available for them to recoup. They don't lose anything. Yeah, life takes over. You forget that day, but you don't feel bad. Next week you can click. Yeah, you can click next week, and then you can compound or not compound. It's still there. We are still there. Yeah. And also we thought, yeah, this QT thing, it's easy, but some people can't do it for whatever reason. Maybe, life's too busy. And we said, yeah, we give them this 6 months. You just have to compound for 6 months straight, and then you become a QT. How fair is that? It's really, really fair. So you've got all this beautiful balancing between sustainability and also being fair to members. Yeah. It is really not very hard to become a QT. It's not very hard to be able to click every Monday. It's once a week. It takes you a few 5 minutes. But human are human. We get busy and we forget. And we are mindful of that. We have a lot of heart. The company has a lot of heart saying, let's give them all this balancing of how to make it really fair. And you see this nicely, beautifully covered that whatever they have not done, it is not lost. Whatever they're supposed to do, even if they don't do, they still can do it anytime. So nothing is lost. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful balancing. It's like what they say, you can have your cake and eat it. This is what the perfect example of this. So that's what I'm trying to say. It is a fair compensation plan. It's beautifully done. Compliance, this is my area. Now, a lot of people misunderstand the concept of legitimacy. Most people think you launch a network marketing company and you can just sell anything like an investment program and you should be okay. No, no, no. In most countries, especially the UK, USA, if you promote anything related to an investment program, you need to be licensed, approved, and it takes a long time to do, and it has to be updated all the time. And the question then comes, and so why don't you get it? Why don't you get this license? Here's the thing that you don't know. In an investment program, each one of the introducer or promoter or advisor must be qualified, sit for exams, and certified. Yes, there's a concept of introducers, but let me get to that. But basically, each and every one of your promoter or advisor must be qualified, and rightly so, because it's consumer protection. That's why we have financial conduct authority in each country that say if you are promoting something related to an investment program, you must be licensed, regulated, registered, and all that. I just make this point. It's almost impossible. I don't know any company which is adopting the network marketing model able to do this. And that's why they do all this anonymously, but we don't. The way to get around it, of course, I've explained to you later. Yeah. So you got to get this in mind that it is impossible to get a licensing for when it's a network marketing model. Yeah. So we have to work with the lawyers, advisors. This is how you do it. So the company sought legal advice, and the way to do it, of course, is providing an education program legitimately, not a token, not a fake PDF copied from somewhere. There's a company well known saying we do this, we do that, and if you go to their courses, it was just some rubbish, really. But this company, as you see, headed by Andy himself. It's not something, headed by Mr. Paul Cham himself. He has a team. Not only that, it's all also close in his family as well. It's a beautiful setup. And he's so enthusiastic. We have our WhatsApp group always discussing what the trades are. It's really real, yeah? So because of the realness, it's not fake, it's not made up. We are compliant because we're providing an education program. And education is legal everywhere. So we are operating as an education program. And most people misunderstand this. Oh, your education program, you're not interested. You want this daily investment with ROI. No, no, no. We're not going there because we have to be compliant. We have to follow the rule. Otherwise, we're in trouble. We want to be long-term in existence. And that's why this aspect of education is important. And it's not just a token. It is a real program. I told you already, the program of the reward is a reward, daily reward. Don't say it is ROI. It is not an ROI. It's not an interest paid to your package. It is a daily reward. Now getting back to this clicking the wheels, yeah, it's very important. Most people ask, why do we have to click this wheel every Monday? It's too much work. Oh my gosh, once a week, too much work. There is a legal consequence to this. There is a legal consequence to this, yeah? The moment you click, it becomes non-passive. You are actually actively participating in this program. Now, for those who are lawyers here thinking deep, Ken, you're contradicting yourself. No, it's called anticipatory defense. Yeah, anticipatory defense. I'm anticipating. First, we have the defense. You are actually a program that is invested. No, we have education program. In case that is challenged, they say, by the way, it's a passive program. Say, no, no, no. I have my second defense. Second line of defense is called anticipatory defense, that we actually click this. They get involved on Monday. They have to decide whether they want to trade that week or not. Yeah. So that is a secondary defense, but this has a legal consequence of making this program a active program. Now, we're not doing that purposely just to go around, but it's actually real because it's not as a token exercise. It's real exercise of being actively involved in the program. You be having the courses available to you to look, to read. There is a live streaming for you to gauge that week on Monday on 9 o'clock. Craig, especially, Paul, or Tom, Emma comes online saying, this is what it is on this week. And you look at it and say, okay, I like this week, or I don't like this week. So you actually actively participation in this program. It is not a passive program. That is why this is a very significant point. Now, just not to confuse yourself there, we're talking about two funds here. Yeah. One is the fee we pay, packages. And I told you already why that is a non-investment. We also have those people who participate in the Forex trading itself. They don't give the funds to the company. You give it directly to a licensed broker. You can choose any broker, but we recommend one or two. And you trade directly with this broker if you do decide to trade after learning from the Nextgen Academy. Why is that significant? It is significant because you are actually trading. There's no requirement to trade. There's no license to trade personally. So you're trading directly with a broker, and then you make your own decision. What we provide is the education and the market analysis every week. So I hope you get this. There are two things about it and why is that important? On the trading aspect, the education aspect, Nextgen Academy, I know we have the Australian Securities and Investment Commission as umbrella regulation we have. It's called a mutual recognition of the program, and ASIC is one of the biggest one, and we are part of that. Also, I just repeat myself, we don't trade the members fund in the Nextgen Academy. The members of Nextgen trade directly with a regulated broker, so there's no issue of licensing there, because we don't, the company, the Nextgen Academy do not trade members fund. I'm coming to the end. I, being a double major in law and history, I always have this theme of the legal aspect and also historical approach as well. Yeah, I'm the type of person who can live in a law library and history library for months and I'm still happy, smiling. So when I joined this company, I obviously, my instinct, my academic instinct kicks in, and I have to do all the historical research and documentary evidence. And what I found was a treasure trove of documents, yeah, going back in 2018, when they started a business that involves with utilities and also MasterCard and Visa card, discount cards. That is a regulated activity, and they got the license from the Financial Authority. I'm not saying you that is available for this one. I'm saying to you is historically, right out of the back, right of the starting point, starting block, they make sure they were compliant, and that tells you something. Historically, right at the start, they made sure they had the Financial Conduct Authority. That was possible. Why is that possible? Because that was very, very UK. It's only UK business that time. We did try to expand abroad, but it was very UK. So it's possible to do that, get this initial license. But and also when we then transition into the Forex trading, we actually make sure we hired a regulated big fund manager trading company in London with a license, and they traded our funds before eventually moving to Paul Chalmers' trading team. They then trade our fees, yeah, not the funds, the fees. They trade that. So right off the bat, we had a historical habit of being compliant right off the starting block. We also have registration in Pakistan. That one is in what they call Ireland. In UAE, Ajman, we have Nigeria here, registration, and at one point we have a license from Estonia as well. That is significant when we started that, because to get a license from Estonia, you need to be interviewed and your background must be checked, and the lawyer must write to you and specify that you are a person of good character and all that. But most significantly, most importantly, we have the Philippines. Southeast Asia is so important. It's growing fast, and we make sure we have a Security and Exchange Commission license from the Philippines. This is an extract of it. Obviously, we've got this, and that's why Philippines is going very fast, and we're gonna procure more of this, what is more possible in Southeast Asia and other countries. Including maybe in South America. We are always going to this. Sometimes getting a license is not the most easiest thing, but we work on it. Now, towards the end is a proof of revenue. Remember, the charges say we don't have a real revenue. The company volunteered one of its major trading accounts to be publicly available on an independent platform called FX Blue. Here's the link here. And when you go there, it shows you the funds that we have. If you see here, the profit here, it's about, it's a profit 1 point something million. I know it's public, volunteered accounts. And for those directors and above, RD and above, you have access to MT4, MT5, where you can actually see these trading accounts. Now, before people say it's fake, there's no real revenue, this is it. The thing speaks for itself. So going back to the 3 charges, being legally trained, I was then go back to the 3 charges. The company is a scheme. Guilty or not guilty? Not guilty. The company plan is not sustainable. I explained to you, it is built in with sustainability. Yeah, not only that, our MD is obsessed with creating new revenue. He already mentioned, you're going to go back to his Istanbul presentation, a recent recap, where he said, we are doing options platform, we're doing sports trading, offering the platform which generate the fees. We're looking at real estate, we're already in real estate. He's looking at other revenue stream, not just the trading. The trading itself is not enough, but the trading itself is designed to be sustainable. Plus, it's obsession of getting new revenue stream. How many companies you've heard recently that says that? Yeah, no. And of course, the company is not legitimate. I've explained to you why we are legitimate, and this thing about no real revenue, I've just answered that as well. So it is not guilty. Again, I keep going to this theme, res ipsa loquitur. Why do I keep saying that? I love that. It's called alliteration, as it's called in public speaking. It keeps stick to your mind, and I hope you can use it as well in your presentation. You look very, very impressive with using a Latin language, legal language. So I'm not sure if I should do this. If everybody now could show your face in the gallery, unmute yourself, unmute everybody, unmute. This become my signature ending of my speech.
Let's do it.
Let's do it for fun of it. Yeah. So I thought I'd do this for fun of it because I want you to feel what I did in Istanbul, and I got a request from somebody saying, "Do that, Ken. Do that, Ken." So I'll do it. Is that okay, Haida?
Yes.
Haida has his signature.
Let me ask everybody to unmute themselves. So you guys can all unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself. Let's have the Istanbul atmosphere. Yeah, let's have the Istanbul atmosphere on a Zoom. Yeah, let's do that. Company, you buy a package or a program, and then you work. You have to work a lot before you get paid. And you work, you get paid. This company, Nextgen, when you join, you buy a package, click on Monday, what happened? We get paid. On Tuesday, what happened? We get paid. On Wednesday, what happened? We get paid. On Thursday, what happened?
We get paid.
On Friday, what happened?
We get
paid. We introduce people in this program to get commission. What happened?
We get paid.
We receive residual income. What happened? We get paid. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. I hope that was useful.
Nextgen Lifestyle, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I meant to invite Baba Malik, by the way. Baba Malik, are you still here?
Again, yes.
Baba, if you're here. Baba Malik, are you here, Baba Malik?
I'm here again. I am unmuted as well.
Unmute yourself. He did call me just
I've
now. Baba
unmuted
Malik,
myself.
again, I did that as close as possible to the Istanbul atmosphere. Baba Malik, what do you think of the whole presentation in Istanbul? Did that help you? Did that help your team to build the business? Baba Malik.
To be honest with you, if you are not blind, obviously you have got no other choice but to believe in it properly, because you had everything in front of you. You had the co-founders in front of you. You have the managing director, the CFO, the CEO, the top leaders, the vice presidents, the entire technology, the products, the services, and everything was in front of you. And if you are visionary, or even if you are not visionary, you could see that by being a part of this organization and by staying in this organization, you can actually build a legacy for your family, for yourself. You know, I was very, very thankful. I still feel very humbled to share the stage actually on Sunday with the top leaders, with the co-founders. And I'm still very thankful. And it created a huge impact in the team, because they could now see, they had every evidence that it's there. And especially, Ken, your training is amazing, because you have basically extracted all that information. Everybody really, really, really wanted to know. What you have gone through is actually, I mean, obviously you have the recording. I would recommend every single person who is on the call to play this recording at least 3 times, 4 times, and learn what Ken had to say, because what Ken mentioned in every single aspect is going to be a great tool for you guys to basically promote your business. When you're promoting the organization, when you're promoting Nextgen, you're promoting your business. So it's going to be very, very effective. It has helped me a lot. So Ken, thank you very much. Heather, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Fantastic presentation.
Thank you, Baba. I'm not sure if CFO is still here. I hope I've done justice, because he said he came on board because of me. That's very, very flattering to me. I'm not sure if CFO is, he's probably left, by the way.
He just left before you ended.
Okay, no problem. But over back to you, either Paul or Haida. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ken. I think that even though I'd heard the verdicts before, I was still very worried to know whether it was going to be not guilty 3 times for me. So I'm very, very pleased that that hadn't changed. Having listened to certain court hearings around the world at the moment with a highly exclusive court hearing over in America, you never know. But that had the same thing, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. But I think what it's done is it has shown everybody the legitimacy behind what the company does. That's the most important thing, because it's okay when you say, okay, this is the company, this is what we're doing. But when a legal board, which my daughter is also a lawyer, when they go behind the scenes and they actually get all the documentation and go through each of the different steps to show why the company is totally legitimate, then that's a very, very powerful thing. And I think that everybody, as Baba was saying, you know, you need to listen to what Ken has said. And when people, what it has done, if you look at the business presentation that I did and the way that I said things, because the one thing that our CFO said is if you use the words in the way that Paul did, you can represent this company properly. Okay, I'm very careful in what I say and how I say it. If you then add what Ken has said from a legal side, you have an enormous tool belt around you that if anybody asks you a question when they're a prospect, you have the answers. You have every single answer that is needed. And also you have 2 videos that you can take people to. Go and have a look at that business presentation. Now go and have a look at the legal discussion and arguments that have been put up, and you have the answers to all of it. And I think that was a great job, Ken. Thank you. I enjoyed that just as much as I did in Istanbul. And Haida, I think back over to you, sir, to finish everything.
Yes, fantastic. Once again, thank you very much, Paul, for a phenomenal presentation. Thank you very much, Ken, for what you just delivered there. You know, round 2, we've already seen round 1 in Istanbul, and this was round 2. And, you know, from what we have seen, we would love to see this again, you know, quite consistently, even though it will be on the official YouTube channel. Now, early on, Mr. Rizwan Gohar mentioned that there was a lot of people in Nigeria. And just on the basis of what you just mentioned, and especially people in Africa, they get caught up in a lot of scams. Okay, so let's bring in a gentleman, let's get a representative from Nigeria who's just recently started this business, and let's hear from what he has to say on the back of people from Nigeria, because this is one of the main concerns of people when they look into a new company. It's not going to be one of those scams again, is it? So we have Europrince on the call. Europrince, on behalf of what Ken has mentioned and what he has shown to the people around the world, what's your feedback from this?
Yes, thank you so much, my president. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. It's always an honor. It's always a privilege to, to be hooked up live here from Nigerian office. I'm actually speaking live from Nigerian office. We actually have our team member, most of them connecting on live to learn. I've told them that today was going to be a special session for them to come and learn. Mr. President, you see what has been happening. Each leader I bring on board keep talking about their terrible experiences, what they have gone through, their lack of trust, their lack of zeal to go on because of the experience. So I told them, now this company has got what you want. When you're going into a company, take a look at their credentials. What is it that people want? And that is what this company has got. And that is what our MD has demonstrated, has talked about. That is what Mr. Ken has just demonstrated right now. Now the company has got leaders with credibility. They have got a team that has planned ahead for longevity. Now people are tired of scam company, and this company is here with sincerity of purpose. And that is what we want in Nigeria. That is what we want in Africa. And that is what the world wants. That is why I'm very particular about this company. And I've been telling my team, the Nigerian team and the overall African team, that we have got something peculiar from where we're coming from what we have seen. So all we need to do is to believe in this vision. Believe in the vision of the founders. They have been sincere from the onset. Whatever they promised, they have delivered. And going forward, they will keep delivering. So if you have lost confidence in the system because of your experiences, you need to look at what Nextgen has got to offer. Nextgen is here to say, come, we are different. We are not going to, it's not going to be the same story. So you have a different scenario right here. So you have confidence of the people, you know, in the founders, in the MDs, and of course you see, you can barely see a company where you see MD coming on board to explain the business to you, to present the business to you. So you see the capable and sincere people here talking to you every day, relating with you every day, telling you, come, wherever you got your hand burnt, we're going to mend your house for you. So my leader and my president, my leaders are here in the Zoom meeting all around the world, all around Africa, all around Nigeria, and their confidence system is being raised, is being built, is being facilitated by every meeting, by every trend. And we are going to deliver, my president.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Europrince. Live and direct from the Nigeria office in Uyo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have what it takes to go out there and build this business. But before we go, we have our Chief Finance Officer back again, Mr. Ruslan Gohar. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Heather. I am at a loud place, so everything is nice. Thank you very much, and see you on next meeting.
Yes, fantastic, guys. Thank you very much, CFO. Thank you once again, Ken Dunstan, Managing Director, Paul Chalmers, and most importantly, everybody who's joined this call today. God bless you all. Take care. Have a wonderful day wherever you are around the world. And see you again in the next corporate call, which will be on Wednesday at 1 p.m. UK time. God bless you guys. Take care. Love you all.
Bye, everyone.